Roguelikes are a very complex idea, and that's why you should watch this overly long video about what they are. So to start, let's go back to the root of the word rogue. First, it started as a Latin word because of course it did. Rogare meant to beg or to ask, and that slowly changed over time to mean a beggar or a thief. In the 16th century, the pronunciation randomly switched to rogue and began to be associated with dishonest or unprincipled people. And apparently, Shakespeare used the word to mean a charming villain. Now, all these centuries culminated in the ultimate use of the word, a silly little computer game made by the famous J. Oppenheimer called Rogue. He also contributed to such masterpieces as Microsoft Bookshelf and Toxic Ravine. Anyway, Rogue was a game where you're an @ symbol and you move around in text land. You can find S's and T's and I don't know, there's a lot of letters. And it's, kind of interesting. The graphics are honestly better than AAA, I mean, just look at them. And they were procedurally generated, which is just like every single indie game now. Now that we know how the word rogue goes into the equation, we must look at the word like, because what does like really mean? To understand that, we should go back to the old Proto-Germanic word galakaz. Gilikiz? Meaning body or form. This changed into Gaelic in Old English, and that meant similar or in the same form as something else. Logically, Gaelic changed to like because the G sound is gross. And now in the modern age, it's only used by Facebook or those weirdos who have to say like before every sentence. Now obviously, there is a very deep meaning as the word rogue, the word like, had to come together, and there's definitely no simple explanation to this. So let's look at some games and see if they are or are not roguelikes. Fortnite, made by Einstein in 2017, is a multiplayer game where you shoot people. Very original. It is not procedurally generated. However, when you die, you do have to restart from the beginning. Therefore, Fortnite isn't a full-on roguelike, instead it's a roguelite. See how I randomly changed a letter and pretended it's important? You must understand that the point of video games is to categorize them into groups, so you can oversimplify them. Let's turn to another example, Hades, a game where you kill some AIs this time, and die over and over again. It's procedurally generated, and when you die, you lose a whole bunch of stuff. The problem is, you don't lose everything. So all the nerds in the comments would be like, technically, this isn't a roguelike. Well, guess what? It's the closest thing you're gonna get nowadays. So yeah, Hades is a roguelike. So ultimately, will I explain the difference between a roguelike and a roguelite? No. Instead of actually explaining the simple difference between them right now, I'll be making an essay on that later. So keep your eyes peeled. In conclusion, roguelikes are so complicated as to be unexplainable. And you should bicker about the meaning of the word as much as you can rather than playing them. See ya.